Action, Fox News Big Weekend co-host Tomi Lahren. Tomi, what's your take on this? This story keeps getting worse and worse. So what are the Democrat red lines here? They want to run the nation. What exactly are the red lines, their red lines, when it comes to a candidate? We should point out Jenny Rassicot said she's a Democrat and votes Democrat.
Yeah. Well, again, when you speak of red lines, I would have thought perhaps the Nazi tattoo would have been the first red line, but that didn't seem to scare them off. And, you know, they ran this candidate. This was the choice of the primary voters in Maine. And it's very disturbing, obviously, in my calculation that this person was able to win a primary. But Liz, beyond him himself, who I think is probably a trash human being, let's just talk about how the Democrat Party operates and the pattern that we're seeing. They did it with Joe Biden. All right. They saw that he was slipping in the polls after that disastrous debate performance. They thought he cannot beat Donald Trump. So what did they do? Bait and switch. And they installed Kamala Harris. And it looks like they're on track to do the very same thing in Maine with Graham Plattner. They see he's slipping in the polls. They think that perhaps he cannot overtake a Susan Collins. So they decide, you know what, we will nullify the choice of the voters and we will install our new candidate. Yep. So to me, that's a really disturbing trend with the Democrat Party, along with the disturbing person that they elevated in Maine to begin with.
So, yeah, you're talking about the New York Times, Siena, Portsmouth, I think, Herald poll. He is losing against Susan Collins with working class voters. He does not have the voter who just, didn't go to college, who doesn't have a college degree. He's getting instead the white college graduate voter. I mean, that's a flip. That's what they wanted, the blue collar voter. And Plattner's not doing it for him. So they embrace a man with a Nazi tattoo, as you point out, accused of domestic assault, abuse of women, multiple women he's abused. He's had rape fantasies. He went on a social media platform used by predators. He has said bigoted, racist, and sexist things online, and he's a self-described communist. But up to now, they're all okay with that.
Yeah, Liz, and I would also just say, going back to the working class, I think the Democrat Party made a miscalculation here because they don't understand the working class. So they thought someone like a Graham Plattner, because of the way he looks, because of the way he talks, that someone like that would appeal to working class voters. They think that somebody with that kind of track record represents working class. That's what the Democrats really think, that someone like that represents the working class. That just goes to show you how little they actually think of the working class and blue-collar workers. They think that that dude is a representation that will appeal to them. So this just shows how elitist they are. This also shows the sad state of journalism with the New York Times and the way that they chose to cover earlier allegations. They're covering it all right, but in many instances, it felt like they were covering it more with a pillow to snuff it out than actually covering the totality of the story. There's a lot here, a lot of patterns, a lot of trends, and all of it bad news.
Thank you so much, Tomi Lahren. We appreciate you so much.